A lot of respect coming through from that AD carry, and we'll see what the follow-up bans are here. Of course, Civ and Maokai 100% still for OMG, so good news to break that pair up.
Definitely don't want to see that one. UP might go for a Civ first pick, so they may not necessarily choose to ban that one away, but Alistair is going to hit the bench. Amazing, not going to see that, but neither is Hart. So not wanting to first pick that champion this time around.
And that definitely is a first pick champion to come through for Hart, so taking that away for UP is an interesting tactic, and Hecarim also joins Alistair on the ban list, but this time directed towards Long. Zhiyong really doesn't play that one up in the top lane to great effect.
Yeah, UP taking a bit of time here, but it is going to be the Sivir. So Sivir Maokai being completely removed from OMG, not going to pick it away, just going to ban it straight up there for UP. OMG now looking at a Rise ban. Is almost definitely going to be it. Unless, you know, they just think that Lung, it's been capitalized on before. The fact that he picked the Rise may not necessarily have had the best performance. Might decide to leave it up. And Annie is going to be the ban away. So Hart, a couple of his champions removed. One removed by his own side. But UP sort of funneled into a Rise first pick by the looks.
Yeah, it definitely is something they have to consider. Zhiyong plays it up there in the top lane. And last time these guys met, as I said, it was a Rise game 1 that went over to Lung. It did not win the game. So that is one of the dashes against Rise as a negative so far, but Zhiyong also played Shen last night, looked fairly comfortable on that champion, able to get around and affect the rest of the map. Shen has a reasonable laning phase against the Rise, not easy to chunk him out of lane.
UP did think about it for a while, but it is going to be the Rise first pick, and Zhiyong was considering the Rise for a moment. We'll see what they decide to go with here. Of course, Azir still available, multiple junglers still left up for Loveling as well if he decides to go there, but Loveling's champion pool absolutely fine, so he probably doesn't need to pick it.
I want them to go towards Gragas right now for Loveling. I think that it is a very good aggressive early jungle right now, and Loveling plays it well, and that is what they choose to do.
Yep, fantastic. Zhiyong is going to lock away the Nautilus as well. Could be going into his hands in the top lane, of course, was the one that pioneered that champion there towards the top of the map. Amy, though, does have the Echo available, another champion that snuck through the bans, especially when there are so many targeted ones. I mean, Annie, Maokai, and Civ are not necessarily seeing bans a lot, so a lot of these high-priority picks have made it through the draft.
Yeah, certainly haven't. Amy's jumped on Echo, I think, 3 times so far. Fairly good win ratio on that one, and Cool plays it to great effect in the mid lane. He's the Echo player right now for OMG, so being able to take that one away really will increase UP's chances throughout this mid game, where Echo can definitely take over as that assassin.
Yeah. And UP actually forgetting the fact that you can trade around your champions towards the end. They're just going to pick for their own roles each time as Amy grabs away his jungle Echo. We've got Punished on the Victor in the mid lane, and Lung is going to be taking that Rise up top. Uzi hovering the Vayne at the moment, but it might just be sort of a bit of a fun hover, and we'll see what he decides to actually lock away.
Last time they played, it was Uzi on Vayne. I believe it was a pentakill game coming through. So we'll see whether he wants to repeat that performance, and it is going to be Shen locked in straight away.
Yeah, Shen going to be locked in up there for Zhiyong, so that means Amazing's on the Nautilus, and it's going to be paired with a Jinx for Uzi.
Yeah, so Uzi going to be incredibly safe. This is, once again, nearly the replica of the comp they ran yesterday. It was Tristana instead of Jinx, but both do relatively similar things, and a lot of safety around this AD carry position right now, especially if they grab something like an Azir, or even further, they can go towards the mid lane Varus again, make sure they have another ultimate to be able to lock people in place, and then diving onto Uzi just becomes an impossible task.
Yeah, precisely. Well, Hart is actually hovering over a Blitzcrank for a moment, but decides not to. Heads back towards the Lucian Janna lane. Scatch was considering an Ashe, but it is going to be Lucian locked in there. This is going to be the lineup here for UP, so they do have a lot of mid-game aggression, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of tankiness as this game goes on. I mean, Amy's going to be building the full tank Echo, of course, but is that going to be enough here up against OMG? Because they're looking so tanky.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether they're able to make it work, because right now, they've got so many mid-range players that are going to have to enter Uzi's dangerous zone to be able to make things work. And Scatch incredibly low range. Lung is pretty low range in his own right. Even Punished, although the laser is long range, the transfer power of that Q is a little bit more mid-range, and Uzi can just sit back with all this peel around him, all the shields that are going to come through, and just take pop shots at whoever he wants.
Yeah, and OMG now picking up that Twisted Fate into the mid lane as well, so a lot of global pressure now available for this side, and I was wondering what they were going to do to augment what is this really tanky lineup, and I guess one thing is sort of prevent UP from being able to snowball out of control.
Yeah, exactly right. So now they've got a valid 1-3-1 split push option. They've got double globals coming through with Shen and Twist of Fate both being picked up.
Yeah.
They have the ability in the mid game to really stretch UP thin, who are only relying on a teleport, don't even have the Rek'Sai. And this is going to be a difficult game playing the map for UP.
Yeah, and it's sort of relying on them to manage to find some sort of snowball to get going. Lung there in the top lane against Shen. We'll see whether we find a banner of command first off. Of course, haven't necessarily seen it in the LPL thus far. Echo against the Gragas as Amy's going to pick that one up into Loveling and punished. He's on the Victor, so feeling pretty comfortable there, but Cool's got the Twisted Fate, so he's got the playmaking potential in his hands.
Yeah, certainly has. Going to be able to get into other lanes and impact it. You would expect it would be Uzi's lane. He's taken Jinx into Skatch's Lucian. That was Skatch taking that matchup, and that is very short range versus long range.
Yeah.
Hart going to have to do his best to keep him alive as Amazing takes Nautilus.
Yeah, so Amazing on a pretty comfortable pick here for this guy. Of course, does like to be on some sort of engagement. Does have the dredge line, of course, the depth charge there as well. If you don't feel like hitting a skill shot, definitely fine. And we'll see whether Uzi's going to be able to have his way with the lane, because it looks to me like Skatch is going to have to play very aggressively.
Yeah, Skatch either has to get an advantage early or just be relegated to farm under turret. Also, with the range discrepancy, wouldn't be surprised to see a lane swap.
Well, that's true. We'll see whether there is a lane swap, but let's get on to the Rift. And here we are, UP versus OMG for our second matchup of the evening here for the LPL. OMG already positioning very much so towards the top side of the map, looking to try and scout out a potential lane swap.
And look at the color coordination on that three-man group. All red and gold coming through.
Yeah, Loveling just hanging out at the front there on this Gragas. Black and white, but I mean, he's a bit of a
hipster.
Yeah, he's a hipster.
Cool's just a cowboy. No, he does whatever he wants.
Damn right. A lot of wards getting pinged out here for UP, though. They know exactly where these sort of lane swap-esque wards are going to be put down. Uzi already positioning himself towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, but now looping back around, so trying to get back into a mid lane position where he can go either side. See whether he's able to sneak through the jungle and get his 2v0.
Yeah, Hart was just on his own there. Only one cheeky little ward to try and spot things out.
No, Uzi going to stay towards the top side of the map, so it will be a 2v2.
Just a little bit upside down. Skatch and Hart, they are going to walk over the top of this ward, but they're hoping that they're going to grab it at exactly the right time.
Well, right now it's just too late anyway. Even if they are spotted out, they just can't get back there. Although they do see Uzi now, and yep, they're happy to take the 2v2 lane.
Yeah, moving to the top side, pings out. Actually not on top of UP just yet, but they are going to be able to make it towards that lane.
Yeah, and Uzi starts the push already, trying to get level 2 early. No CS will be denied, although it's going to be a close thing.
Yeah, Hart did manage to grab at least full experience for that one. Might have been able to share it with Skatch, but the jungle follow from the Rise with the Echo is going to be happening. Now going to be heading back towards his base. Level 2 now already, so he's going to be teleporting into the bottom lane.
Yeah, keeps Loveling nice and healthy, and the bottom lane is already stacking up and pushing in Xiong's favor, so he can just freeze that one out if he would so like. Probably needs to get it shoving because of the fact that Rise will harass him under turret a lot. And we're going to have a Shen versus Rise lane, something that we haven't really seen much lately, but I suspect is going to be difficult for Rise to really bully Shen around like you would any other melee top laner.
Especially not when Spectre's Cowl is going to come through, some sort of magic resist for this Shen as well. Really able to utilize that Vorpal Blade, make sure that he's got as much safety in this lane as possible. Amy going to be taking down his blue buff. See where he decides to go first. Amy, Riptide doing a bit of work there. Skatch able to pick himself up some farm, but Uzi with a definite shove on early in this game.
Yeah, so able to shove Skatch in underneath turret, use that superior range. They're looking for the Scuttle Crab as well. Not able to find it, just get some deep vision. Amy going to pick that up on the top side. Loveling on the bottom side. Full clear coming out for Loveling actually, so he's just trying to get as much experience early on as possible.
Yeah, 13 to 13 though, so his jungle is very close together. So we are going to have Amy actually heading towards the jungle of OMG. Loveling round the Baron Pit, going to get over this wall, so he might be able to take some Krugs. As soon as that Does actually come back up again. Long does have a ward there in the brush, and he's going to be pinged out.
Yeah, that was some impatience from Loveling, actually. He was in right behind, and Long's going to spot him now.
Yeah, Flame Shock is actually going to be used here. Oh, very close. Parallel Convergence gets the stun into Amazing, though. Does need to be careful. There it is. The passive going to net Scatch the kill, and that's going to be first blood for the Lucian.
Yeah, and as we speak, Loveling in a lot of trouble. He is being hunted down by a Long.
Yeah, Loveling
might flash for it.
Yeah, the body slam. He's going to get burnt down by the laser, but Long able to pick up the kill, and that's double buffs for Rise. Things going all sorts of wrong for OMG in the early game.
Yeah, certainly is. So 2 kills to nothing, and Uzi shoved away from his Krugs as well, so no luck right now for OMG. We'll actually approach the wave again. That's dangerous.
Yeah, Howling Gale. Going to knock him up, just going to push him into the wall there a little bit. Amazing making his way back towards the lane. At the moment, Jiang actually managed to at least capitalize by picking up a lot of farm onto Long.
Yeah, but double buff Rise. Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. It's just looking for some positives there, Spawn, in the bottom
Not
side.
many is the problem right now.
Well, Jiang making the best of a poor situation. Being able to take down that cannon creep quite nicely. Loveling going to come back into his jungle with a lot of vision available. See whether he can get anything done. Needs to try and pull OMG out of a difficult time.
Yeah, it's probably Cool's job to do that now. Need to wait for level 6 to come through on the mid laner. Make sure he's able to impact the map. Really smart move here by Jiang. Going back to base because he knows double buff is on. He's just going to grab some early items for himself and be able to stay relatively safe away from that Rise that is just ridiculously farmed already.
Yep, 27 to 39. Long gonna head back to base as well. Sapphire Crystal as well as the tier is up there, and Long actually gonna swap back as well. So UP moving towards the bottom side of the map, starting up a 2v1.
Yeah, because both went back at the same time. I think it was actually UP expecting the lane swap to come back through, but Uzi stayed in the top side of the map. And that means that right now you'd say advantage over to UP. It's Cool got ulti.
Yeah, there's a Chaos Storm on top. Cool is just happily wandering around in it. He's able to lock down that cannon creep as well as Punish. He's got control of this lane.
Certainly does. He forced him back early once already. Cool has level 6 now as well, so we'll be able to impact the lane with Destiny. We'll see whether Rise at level 5 is going to be ganked here, as Loveling also heading up into the top lane.
Yeah, a bit of a gang up situation here for Long in the top side. Is Amazing and Loveling looking to try and find their way.
They're going to go around and dive him. See whether they bring Cool as well. Same kind of idea happening for Shen right now. That is a much more difficult to execute dive though, because Shen is very tanky. Rise on the other hand has a tier.
Yeah, Long's actually blowing the ultimate here as well. The zap's down. There's the dredge line as everyone's here. Of course, Shen able to get around with that level 6, the ultimate there coming through. So OMG, they grab a kill back.
Yeah, so they're able to use one of their globals to grab that kill. It will mean that Dragon is the objective started up by Amy. They also might be able to trade turrets here depending on how well Scatch can start shoving in. But that's good news. Right now, OMG, even though they gave up 2 kills, equalized gold at this point of the game. And now that CS advantage is meaningful for Xiong because he picked up the kill. He's got the 10 CS advantage. And the double buffs are no longer around for Rise, most importantly.
Yes, that is definitely important, but also going to be able to pick up that Spectre's Cowl when he heads back to base as well, so he's going to be able to head into lane. Feeling a whole lot better with the extra regen that will be available.
Yeah, they're also staying on this side of the map, making sure that they're shoving Lung off as much CS as possible. He's going into the jungle, might actually be spotted out here.
Oh, Destiny actually going to be used here just to save Cool underneath the turret.
Yeah, save the bottom lane turret. They're going to rotate Loveling into the mid lane, see if Cool can save the bottom lane turret, and if so, big discrepancy now on the map going over in OMG's favor. Although Cool's not going to be able to save the next wave, so it's probably going to fall.
Yeah, Cool just going to be heading back to base as well. Decent, valiant effort there, making sure that he gets at least the experience as OMG pull themselves ahead by about 1,000 gold. Amp Tome as well as the Home Guard Lucidity boots here for Cool, so he's really wanted to get around this map.
Yeah, he wants to be the dude that absorbs all the farm early on the game, let Xiong roam around and help Uzi pick up some kills, but Cool just needs to be the second carry that starts to get farmed. Turret does fall in the bottom lane. It's going to start shoving back in UP's favor. But overall, good start of the game for both teams. You have to say UP with some early advantages, but good strategical play coming out of OMG.
Yeah, and Scat, now that he does have that first blood, of course he's feeling good about that one, but Avarice played as well as the pickaxe for Uzi. He's got a decent CS advantage at the same time.
Yeah, so a little bit more of the greed build coming across. Loveling also has level 6. We'll see whether he can get any ganks going at this part of the game. Gragas with the flash available, coming back off cooldown, is going to be quite devastating as he sets those ones up.
Being able to clear himself out at pink ward at the same time. So look, he's trying to split push. Well, it looks like split push at the moment, of course, just laning more than anything else as he pushes back up this top lane. Amy's Raptor Sense going to notice the ward on the red buff. OMG taking down a Riftcutter as well. So, of course, next Dragon probably going to be a point of contention. Another Chaos Storm under cool in the mid lane.
He's sick of this thing as well. Yeah. He's like, I am running so quickly with boots too, and I cannot get out of range.
But it's not going to do too much damage. Of course, the first evolution of the Hex Core has been purchased by Punish, so we're going to have a little bit of extra damage on that Death Ray, but other than that, not too many items.
Yeah, so Wave shoved in the bottom lane. That's going to be broken right now. Everyone heading back to their respective sides of the map. Really only Loveling that is congregating around Uzi's lane, and Cool doing a good job at farming up against Punish, who's just dropping his ultimate at cooldown.
Yep. Just making sure that he's keeping this Twisted Fate as low as possible. And I can understand that strategy. Of course, you don't want him to be destinying in, able to stay at, you know, high health. Maybe if he destinies in with low health, he can just be killed.
Yeah, he can just turn around and pop him. And he has gone for the split pushing build right now, Cool. He's gone with the Sheen first. Sketch stuck around to farm out the bottom lane. Uzi's still with a 12 CS advantage, and that Avarice Blade means that he's quite far ahead at this point. And a nice controlled early game. And this is what we like to see out of OMG. They're at their best when they get into the mid game unscathed, maybe a little bit ahead, and then Uzi and Cool can just turn around with some great team fighting prowess. 2v2, 3v3s. OMG really are one of the better teams. Maybe not outright 5v5s, or even though last night against Vici they proved that they can definitely put on a good showing of that, has really been in their skirmishes where I found them most impressive.
Yeah, and there's the fact that UP as well, not that tanky of a lineup, probably not wanting to really get into this late game sort of team fighting phase where OMG probably will just be able to outlast.
Whoa, a lot of damage.
Is down there. There's the ultimate to come through, but Cool's going to get destroyed immediately. Amy flashes out here. Chaos Storm on top of Loveling. There's Long starting to go off, but he's very low on mana. Punish wants to find the laser beam. There's the Q, and he locks himself down that kill. 4-1 now in favor of UP, and Amy even grabs a Rift Scuttler.
Yeah, overcommitment there from OMG. They thought with the Shen ultimate they would be able to push it through, but not able to do so. And Uzi goes low in the bottom lane as well. He needs to be careful. His Heart's heading around the back end.
Yeah, Heart with the Janna flank with an interesting play here. He's going to be able to spot him out. Does have to try and juke out of the way of the Howling Gale, as Amazing and Uzi are going to be able to at least get this one done. Teleports multiple times coming into the bottom lane.
Both cancelled. That's good.
No top laner wanting to get down there, of course, does sort of work in favor of Xiang just a little bit, because of course the Stand United is going to be available a lot sooner than the teleports on either side. So he's going to be able to move around this map more often than not. That's untrue. He will be able to move around the map less often than not, but still more often than not.
That was one of the most confusing sentences.
I think it still managed to get the message across. Cool. Farming out this mid lane. This mid lane outer turret actually hasn't taken any damage yet. Punish probably just been Chaos Storming minion waves, making sure that they don't get anywhere near the turret. He's just pretty good at using that ability as often as possible. That Death Ray able to clear out the minion wave very well, blasting one now on top of everything else here to Punish. That's interesting. They're not going for an early Merlin Upcon or anything like that. Do you reckon that'll be an Abyssal Scepter?
Yeah, I think that'll be an Abyssal Scepter coming through in the first item. I definitely think that it is different, but you just looking at the top half of the map, majority magic damage coming through there, wants to make sure that he's as safe as possible. We've already talked about the mid-range problems that will come in here. Yep, Shiyang stacking up that minion wave, making sure he can get a freeze and try and deny some CS from this Rise. Dragon is up in 17 seconds, however, so maybe a better choice would be to shove it and be able to join your team.
Yeah, Stand United not actually available just yet, but probably will be by the time this Dragon is going to be contested from either side. Uzi making his way down the lane, BF Sword now in his back pocket. Infinity Edge unable to be picked up by Sketch just yet, still needs about 670 gold. Would have probably liked that just because that power spike is a little bit more effective on the Lucian.
Might use there by Loveling.
Very strange. Does he have? Yeah, he does have an extra charge available, so we'll have that up if he wants to contest this dragon. So far, UP.
They need to catch Lung right now. He's the guy that does a lot of consistent damage. So we'll see whether they go for it. Cool, going for the flank.
Yep, Stand United available as well as Jiang can get his way in here. Destiny is popped and Parallel Convergence is down. Amy is able to lock down the dragon there. Amazing. Goes down incredibly low. There's the explosive castle. Loveling though, he's going to get destroyed. UP with so much burst damage. 2 kills already. Jiang goes down low. Cool. Trying to get some work done. Wildcard's in there, but Stack Deck was not available for Cool. Uzi trying to get the rockets off. Jiang flashes forward, doesn't get the taunt. Heals down for Uzi. The laser comes through. Jiang so close to falling down. But OMG lose the dragon and 2 team members.
Yeah, and UP able to come out ahead of that fight. It looked like it was beautifully started. Loveling got a great cast onto the backline, but it's just so hard to kill this Echo. They need to prioritize someone else because Amy got the ultimate across onto 3 people as well. The base damage is quite high. And right now, OMG just falling a little bit behind.
Yeah, 6-1 in the kills at this point. So 14 minutes into the game, that is going to be the Rod of Ages completed for Long as well as he heads back to base. 2, 1, and 3 for this Rise, and that's a pretty good clip for the Rod of Ages.
Yeah, it certainly is. So having much more of an impact this early in the game than what Xiang is. Xiang not able to go into split push mode quite yet. Has picked up a Barmy Cinder for himself though, so you expect that's what is coming from the Shen. But they're not just using, they weren't using their double globals correctly. They should have been pressuring bot with Cool, making sure that they were able to get a shove in on that turret. Shoving top out with Jiang, making sure that Lung wasn't able to just wander over, had to use the teleport to join. Because when you allow UP to just set up like that, they're one of the better team fighting teams. They were one of the first teams to take games off EDG with their full lineup just through how well they were playing.
And how well they were coordinating around these fights as well. And it's no different this game around. I have to say that Punished as well, he's able to just obliterate priority targets, and they were able to keep out of the way of Uzi. Uzi didn't really get too much done.
Punished also ate the hook at the start of that fight.
No tactical.
It was not tactical at all. He nearly died.
Yep, that's a good point. Okay, well, look, may not have necessarily been Punished's play, but he's doing a fair bit of deeps on this Victor, irrespective.
Yeah, so. Oh, sorry, Punish. I thought we were talking about Sketch. Yeah, Punish game has actually been really impressive so far.
Gone
for a couple of, Hex core upgrades, and off the back end of that.
Yeah, look, going aggressive onto Jiang here. Look at how many room prisons there are available. Loveling might need to be careful as Amy's going to start this one up. Hearts around as well. Depth charge is able to get a double knock-up, but Loveling does need to continue being careful. Punish. Some work done. The barrel is down. Amy does have the chrono break if he wants to get out of here, but Cool's going to lock down that one. Oh, the Super Mega Death Rocket not going to get anything here for Uzi as he's trying to make his way over. UP, 4 members strong, going to steal themselves a red buff.
Yeah, 1 for 1 in the end. Cool falls for Heart. Cool able to pick up that kill. I think it was Punish that grabbed another kill for himself, and a lot of pressure once again on OMG's lineup. Uzi was nowhere near that, and you could see they did not want to fight. Loveling once again going with the W level on his Gragas, so he gets a surprising amount of burst damage. Amy figured that out firsthand just then.
Yep. OMG looking to defend this outer turret in the mid lane, but it's very, very low. The relentless shoving of Punished actually starting to pay off now as well. He's got a bit of a CS lead in that mid lane, 2-0 and 2 now as well. Lucidity boots as well as the blasting one, so decided to go for a bit of cooldown reduction before finishing the Abyssal Scepter. The ward just disappears as UP actually going to replace that one, half putting down his ward. Able to get rid of it.
And now the siege has started in the mid lane, and we mentioned already, early advantage over to UP. 7-2 is the score. Mid lane turret also under fire, so they send Cool into the bottom lane with that Lich Bane. See if he can get some split pushing going, but Punish
wanders up and auto attacks the turret. Not too bad. So that's going to be the second one down for UP. A lot of extra map control, but you can see their vision around this mid lane is gigantic. Destiny into the mid lane. Punish does have the cleanse, able to get out of the gold card. Cool gets it turned around on him though. There's the Chaos Storm. Gets another one. The barrel comes in. Doesn't even do anything as Cool's able to lock down the kill, but just not quite enough damage. Yeah, Lung's looking to try and find Cool. So is Hard. Oh, there's the ultimate. Sketch able to pick that one up with the culling. Probably could have relentlessly pursued forward and grabbed it with that too, but decides the ultimate is the safer option.
Yeah, so a kill over the jungler of OMG. Loveling able to pick... No, actually it was Cool that picked it up.
Cool grabbed it. No assist for Loveling either.
Yeah, so he used the barrel for that, and Cool not able to get out after he used the Destiny to get in pretty deep behind Punish there. Just continues split pushing coming through from OMG. You feel this is what they need to do. split push, have Uzi in the mid lane, absorbing all that farm. And then just everyone else can around the map try and stay nice and safe and just absorb some CS. Because right now, we're in some pretty serious power spikes for UP. In fact, Punish has already finished up that Hex core. Yeah,
perfect Hex core now as well. So no longer is Cool going to be able to run away from the Chaos Storm. That thing is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it certainly is. And maybe that was the idea behind it. As Cool
I like it.
Now going for some cooldown reduction in his build. They're swapping Xiang and Cool into different lanes depending on whose ultimates are available. Xiang now in the bottom lane, Cool in the top lane, seeing what he can get done.
Seeing whether they like the feel of these particular lanes instead. Uzi, as you mentioned, just soaking up some farm here in the mid lane. Still ahead by quite a lot in comparison to Skatch. That's about a 41 CS lead for Uzi, but 3 kills and 1 assist is going to help Skatch as far as creating an advantage for him.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you see Punish now rotating into Cool's lane, seeing whether he can catch him out. 3 members strong in Shen's lane. This might be a time for OMG to be able to push up mid, but no, they just decide to back off. They want to continue scaling.
Yeah.
Dragon's up. That's going to go over.
And UP have a lot of vision on this map spawn, but how much of it is actually useful at this stage?
Well, right now they're trying to spot where the split pushes are. That's why there's 2 deep in the top lane, because they want to make sure that Cool is up there at all times. And the rest of it is around actual objectives. So yeah, their vision right now is definitely useful. It's in neutral territory because the game, even though slightly in UP's favor, it's not a blowout so far. And
no.
We're going to see whether they can make another top side of the map play, because they're picking out the turret, looking to maybe give up Dragon, but try and take top instead.
Interesting. So we'll see whether this trade actually works out. Uzi is going to be able to help take down this Dragon. It's going to fall very quickly. So conceding the Dragon.
Cool needs to get out.
Yeah, he certainly does, UP. To get a lot of work done with Hart. He's made his way through. There's oh, Destiny actually stopped there. No gate to come down as Cool's going to get slowed down by the Time Winder. Hart just holding onto the Monsoon until that port was trying to be used. So Cool unable to get out. Skatch just going to be able to clear out these wards. Nice use of the Ardent Blaze just to reset that passive. Kill the ward without a sweeper.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like turret is going to fall down, so it's an objective for 1 kill, and maybe Xiong can grab bottom lane turret as well. Lung doesn't have teleport available, so this could still be quite heavily in OMG's favor. As Xiong,
you don't necessarily need to be tanking.
What are you doing, man? Just realizes.
Yeah.
Flushes sheepishly. Now might die.
He's going to use the teleport to get out. Scrying Orb's going to spot him. Oh, there's the flash. Cancels it. And in goes the ultimate from Skatch. Able to get the kill in the end there with the piercing light. And Lucian really starting to get going. But
yeah, and across the map now, UP just making play after play to get their team ahead. You can see they're trying to stall out here, OMG, and continue the split push, but Cool got caught. Now Jiyoung got caught, and they're not getting anything for it in the mid lane just because Punish straight line wave clear is way too strong.
Yeah, and this is all off the back of Hart as well. That's double interrupts that he's managed to get down, picking them up kills that they sort of weren't otherwise going to be able to grab. We spoke about Hart being a fantastic player for this squad, and a lot of the matchup to do with this game is the fact that, you know, Uzi, the big playmaker for OMG, but it's Hart, the shot caller, the guy that's able to really get things done, get things started for UP, that really is the shining light.
Yeah, and we'll have to see whether OMG can persist with this strategy, whether they go towards more team fights as the game goes on. You'd have to suspect with how strong Punished and Skatch are that is a risky prospect. And even Lung just continues to scale up in here in the top lane.
Yeah, almost has that Seraph's Embrace completed as well, you have to feel. Archangel stuff. Not exactly something you generally see on Rise, just because oftentimes, once you're up to building it, you've already got that tier fully stacked. Well, not quite there just yet, but it will be very, very soon. He's going to be able to head back, grab some Merc Treads, stop himself from being locked down. Skatch actually has to go up against Cool here as well. Depth Charge comes down. Skatch has been caught, and he's going to get killed.
Yeah, so the Global's used to secure the shutdown onto Skatch. Maybe that will buy some relief for the OMG lineup to finally get some objectives. Did you feel this mid-game team needs to start pushing down some structures? They've only got 1 turret so far to the 3 of unlimited potential, and doesn't look like they're going to get any closer to getting one because Rise is already in the bottom lane, and Punished is, surprise, surprise, still in the mid lane.
Yeah, Punished. As soon as there's minions there, more than happy to pick those ones up. There is the gravity field as well, just keeping the minions all clustered together. And there's going to be no joy picking up anything on this turret.
Yeah, they don't even leave a scratch.
Long able to clear out this minion wave very quickly as well with the ultimate, which is almost back off cooldown again. Rise, not exactly with much of an ultimate. Doesn't really feel like it because it's often up. A little bit like Udyr.
Much better than it is.
That was kind of the point. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Heart going to be throwing through some Howling Gales. They've got some vision down here. A little bit deeper now, moving their vision a little bit more further forward as UP realize that they have a slight advantage, but it's not too far. And OMG have definitely found themselves in these positions before. The question is this a team comp that is going to be able to capitalize towards the later stages of the game?
This team comp can make the game go forever. They've just got two legitimate split pushes that continue to frustrate UP. UP is a very brawly composition. When you see Echo in the jungle, he wants to have the little team fights going on. Rise, very brawly at this point in the game. They do scale quite well, apart from the fact that Sketch is nearly a melee range AD carry. So that is the one prospect that they have to be careful of, is that they can't purchase range on their AD, whereas Uzi has it in spades.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as the game goes on, UP, they're not too upset about it, but OMG will just continue to stall through split pushing.
See whether they can actually make that one work. I'm going to be heading back to base. Heart going to get caught by Jiang, but Destiny comes in as well. Parallel Convergence is there. Sketch able to get the ult down as Amy's going to try and get in there, but actually the ultimate coming through from Loveling's going to save his life. Long able to get some damage down. Sketch locks down Amazing's kill, and Amy still alive. Uzi getting some rockets forward. UP able to pick up a kill for themselves, but not quite that much.
Yeah, Amy still has ultimate available as well, so it wasn't even that close to dying realistically. And we see that these team fights are definitely in favor of UP. They don't have the deep vision to ensure that it's a pick right now, OMG, and they gambled on it and were made pay.
What OMG are doing very well, though, is the fact that they're only losing the minimum from these team fights. They're calling the disengage and then all getting out of there, losing sort of the least that they possibly can, so that, you know, UP couldn't transition to a Baron. They couldn't transition to taking down any more of these turrets, and now it's 3 turrets to 2. I mean, the inner turrets are all still up, and OMG is stalling very well. Yeah,
they certainly are, and that's one thing that a 1-3-1 split push comp always does. Frustrates the other team, drags them around the map. OMG pulled the trigger on that themselves, and were made pay for it, but that's fine, because their ultimate's nearly back off cooldown, and already Cool's in the bottom lane. It's continuing the split push.
Yep.
But 5 members now strong, heading towards him. Dragon up in 20 seconds. Looks like this will be a fight.
Yeah, everyone moving around here. Rift Scuttler is going to fall down. UP do collect themselves that one. Still lots of vision from the Unlimited Potential lineup. They have so many wards on this map.
Yeah, especially around the top side, making sure it can't be snuck as they secure this next dragon for themselves. Xiang has teleport, but not ultimate available, so the big shield won't be coming in, and dragon has been started up already by the AD carry mid laner in support of UP.
Yep, they're going to be able to take that on down very quickly. Amy locks it through. Phase Dive actually going to secure the rest of that. 85 CS though. What the heck? The lead for Uzi here as far as his bottom lane is concerned is gigantic.
Yeah, but you have to say it's pretty similar in the mid lane. Not exactly the same, 40 up there. But it's just because Uzi's absorbing all the mid lane farm and then running between camps.
Yeah.
To really ensure that he's the one ahead. He's taking Raptors on cooldown, he's taking Wolves on cooldown, making sure that he has all the mid lane farm going across to himself as well. And that man there, a lot of pressure on Cool to be able to perform as this game goes on. We've seen one late game Twisted Fate already, and it is quite a show.
Yeah.
We'll see whether he is able to replicate the same feats.
Yeah, he really does have a lot on his shoulders at the moment. You can see though, still looking positive. Cool has been known to carry in the past as well, so it's not necessarily split 1 of the LPL for 2015. This is split 2. This is Cool's split, where he's definitely looking a whole lot better moving forward. But UP, they've had a great performance so far in this game, but it's about closing it out. It's about capitalizing on the lead that they have and forcing fights.
Yeah, it certainly is. And UP, they need to start focusing around objectives. They got Dragon number 3. That's good. That means there's a 12-minute timer on how much longer this OMG lineup can stall out without fighting. Because number 4, you can kind of give up, maybe not wanting to. Number 5, you just cannot give up at all. And we'll see whether that is something that UP use to be able to force these team fights around the map.
Yeah, and do you think that was a mistake, sort of just flat out giving up the first dragon for OMG? In the trade for the kill on Cool?
They made a conscious decision. They also got top turret for it as well.
Yeah.
So they did gain a gold lead throughout that. So I don't think you can call it a straight up mistake. They traded objectives, but
I was
pretty
just wondering
efficient.
whether it was worthwhile.
Yeah, pretty efficiently. definitely is something that we will look back on, whether they get towards that 5 Dragon mark at a good enough clip and see whether it worked.
It'll be interesting to find out whether or not that is going to be something that actually comes back to bite UP, or whether it doesn't, but they wouldn't be in this position now, and has been a lot on heart. The fact that the Monsoon cancelled out the Destiny, then able to get the flash into the Howling Gale to stop the teleport from Jiang as well. This Jan has really been making things happen around the map, hard able to get things started. They're going to have members reconnecting into this game, of course, ladies and gentlemen. The pause not going to be lasting too much longer. Hopefully these guys can get back into this one and we can get this game underway.
Yeah, certainly hope so. As we have a little bit of a difficult situation for both teams. We have one team really wanting to run their 1-3-1 split pushing, sure that they're controlling the map itself, but UP seem to have the jump on that, and their vision has been fantastic. Means that they always have tabs on where the split pushes are, and when OMG think they have someone caught out, they don't have the correct information, and they've been trying to team fight and losing one member and over again. So OMG really needs to secure their vision control right now. Loveling and Amazing need to team up and get those deeper wards and make sure that when they are going for these picks with the Destiny, with the Shen ultimate coming through as well, that it is onto one member and they're not going to be punished for it.
Yeah, this is precisely what we were talking about, though, throughout this game. It's the fact that UP have just had triple the wards on the map than OMG have.
Yeah, exactly right. Every single time they set up around an objective, they have the top side of the map warded to make sure that nothing else can go in OMG's favor, and then the key points of the bottom half of the map secured with vision. They also had the deep wards to make sure that they knew when Twisted Fate was backing off and when he was going to start off his split pushing. So we'll have to see exactly how they're able to continue that as the game progresses.
Yeah, well, that's true. But, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a computer that's completely crashed. We're going to go to a slight break, but when we get back, we're going to have the rest of UP versus OMG. UP versus OMG. I believe my welcome back was actually cut. So, welcome back. UP.
Third time's a charm.
Third time is most definitely a charm. UP waste no time now that we're back into this game. They're saying, okay, I forget what's going on. Let's just do Baron. Loveling waiting around. He does have the Stand United on top of him. Immediately monsooned out as well. Wonderful play. Sketch locks down the Baron with his non-existent smite. And UP able to make things happen as soon as we get back into the game.
Yeah, so straight away they pull the trigger on a Baron call. That gives them the first substantial lead of the game, 4,000 gold now. They're up a lot in kills, but OMG just trying to run them ragged around the map, get as much as they can going. But with that Baron, it might be time for UP to finally start sieging.
Yeah, UP actually given a lot of options now that they have that Baron buff. We'll see whether they can utilize it. Lung going to use his Baron in order to take a Grom. Not sure whether that's the best maneuver there, as Jiang's going to take some Krugs as well. Uzi just going to clear out the mid lane, and so far UP just going to use this one to reset all of their waves, make sure that they have control of everything.
Yeah, well, they need to make sure that they do it correctly. Don't just rush down mid and potentially lose a team fight. Instead, they're getting control of the map back in their favor. You can see the two split pushes still waiting top and bottom right now for OMG, cleaning out all that vision. And as we said, it really is a race to 5th Dragon right now. You feel that Baron will help. It might even give them a gold advantage, so when they get there, it'll be better. But still going to be difficult.
That was confusing. Pause started and resumed instantly. They're just going to go and hang out with some folk for a moment. But yes, so game once again going to be in pause mode. Man, we've had some seriously wrong computers at the moment.
Yeah, we certainly have.
Game. I don't know what's happened. Someone's eaten a cord. Not entirely sure.
Someone's eaten a cord. Is that what first comes to your head?
Yeah, I think maybe they should turn it off and on again.
Is it plugged in? Have you turned it on and off again?
Yeah, that sort of thing. Just the general IT wording. See whether that works out. We are going to get back into the game very, very soon. In fact, right now.
Yeah, uninstall and reform that thing.
I think that may have just happened. Sketch is going to be able to take down the inner turret. Whoa, Cool tries to get out, but Sketch crits his face off. And amazing, right in amongst the fight. Punish destroys him with that Chaos Storm as well. Loveling, what is this burst damage from UP? Loveling's a tank, but he's not tanky enough. Jiang as well. He's now going to be the focus. Is there going to be enough damage? There's not, but they are going to be able to take down this turret. UP.
They're probably going to be able to win the game. 20 seconds on the support player coming through here. Heart resets everyone at health bars. Long quite tanky. They can get in here and tank it up.
Yeah, Amy trying to tank this one through. They've got massive shields on everyone here. Jiang's going to have to use that taunt in order to escape this. And one more Nexus turret remains. UP, they're going to be able to take down OMG in game one. And it feels like a long game, but it was only 30 minutes.
Yeah, so in the end, UP able to hit their go button. They were up around the map, and you see some big smiles. They were like,
Punished has been super happy this whole series.
Certainly have. And Cool's like, what happened? We were paused, we lost.
Yeah.
I'm not happy anymore.
He's definitely vocal.